So anyway, my aunt, she used to be more open-minded or whatnot. I'm sure and she was hinting around about, things not so rigid, things like reincarnation or whatnot. And what she said was, in regards to my aunt who's never got to have a life, why can't Sally have a life, and she's crying a little bit, but anyway, that's my take on things. I know I've already told you guys it's not just my mom mentally ill in this family, My cousins who live out of state who I was never close to, they had it really, really bad. Just as bad, if not worse, than I had it. Okay? Growing up as kids. Their mom, tons and tons of problems. Maybe worse than my mom, I don't know. But with an awful, married, awful, and probably low self-esteem, all the stuff that goes along with that. And their father was a total prick, that she was married to forever. And she had tons and tons of problems, and she died of cancer before my aunt did, My other aunt, the one that was like this, growing up. Oh, by the way, at one point when I was living in LA, my mom opened up her mouth and told the family that I was planning on writing an autobiography at some point in my life or whatnot, and of course my mom said, they don't want you to do that. Of course no family ever wants you to do that. They want their skeletons. They don't want their secrets exposed. Why did they marry and just wanted me to just disappear into the woodwork? And I was well on my way. It should have happened by all things rational, Should have wound up just either locked up, either in jail or in a mental institution, or at the very least just a drunk, just a nothing in the street, or with the wrong guy as usual, or maybe had Donald never tried to kill me, I would have stayed with him, or I'm sorry, he didn't try to kill me, he accidentally almost caused me to die, or worse, but he didn't try to kill me. He didn't do it intentionally. I won't say that because he didn't. When he later strangled me a few years later, recently, just in March of 12, so a couple of years ago, I couldn't have stopped him. I looked right into his eyes. I recorded videos right after it happened. He later tried to tell the judge when I was trying to get my temporary restraining order extended for a year that he hadn't grabbed my throat, that he had just grabbed my jacket and said no. He wrapped both hands around my throat and squeezed. I looked up right into his eyes and I could see that he wanted to kill me. He just stopped himself. And his mom watched and said nothing. So I kind of don't think either of them deserve to have Omar, but I was always thinking along the terms of not that they deserve to have Omar, but that I loved Omar so much, and remember, I have nothing, so it doesn't matter that I love Omar. Omar loves them so much, loves Donald, worships the ground Donald walks on, and so I didn't want to take Omar from Donald. And that didn't matter to me because I was nothing. Remember, in my own eyes, that I loved Omar. Oh. Anyway. That's that. It's touch and go for both of us for a while, huh, Omar? We lived on the streets of LA for 7 days. I scraped up enough money. We would have been... We wouldn't have frozen to death. It wasn't cold enough to freeze to death in LA. I mean, I'll tell you that much. I'm not going to try to pretend it'd be different if it was, in the winter in Massachusetts and we were living on the streets and there was nowhere to go. No, we wouldn't have frozen to death, but could we have easily, or could I have easily, been raped or killed and him hurt and all this crap? Of course. But again, we have to return. I'm smart. I figured out a way to keep Omar and I safe until I could get us separately to safety. Part of that way, as I said, involved begging my mom for a measly $100. That she fortunately had, because she has no access. She doesn't even matter if I'm dying. Miriam, she can't ask. She wouldn't even dare. And you're telling me that's a healthy power of attorney relationship? I don't think so. When she can't even dare ask Miriam for a small amount of money to save, my mom can't save my mom's own daughter's life. And my mom adored Omar too, so be saving my life and Omar's life potentially. Oh yeah, but nobody believes it. It's my mom just loves it all the way it is, and Marion's just so wonderful, and if I was out of the picture, my mom would just be, it's all bullshit. Smoke and mirrors, a facade, a lie. A lie that I've at least exposed. I mean, for what it's worth, right? I've exposed it out here. Exposed all the lies. Hope and Donald's lies too, because they tried it. You think anybody in that family knew anything about Donald? No, it was all secret. Only I knew, and that's why she would be nice to me sometimes, but she'd turn against me because I knew the truth, and that caused her to hate me because I was aware of everything going on. That she was big on appearances, keeping everything secret. She didn't even want anyone to know her real age. She kept that secret. She was still quite a fetching woman, even, into her 70s. I don't have to keep anybody's secret. And now she's 75, I guess. Yeah, she was 73, now she's 75. And Donald definitely abused her. Financial abuse, took advantage of her, but she wanted to act like she wasn't a senior citizen and whatnot. She would never say anything about anything. And Lord only knows if they're still there or what the fuck happened. I have a feeling they self-destructed. They, without Omar as the buffer, they just have each other and everything, and their mutual hatred of me, who exposed them for who they were. I'm sure they combusted. I'm sure they, I bet you anything. I don't even want to know. I definitely don't want to go back and be in that area. What am I supposed to do? Leave my life in that 3,000 miles away, never have closure, leave it there forever? I mean, sucks. All sucks. I want to stay here, and I want my stuff out of storage, and I have the damn flight credit. It's just I was supposed to go with my shelter friend who would have kept me safe. Believe me, she's fucking street smart. She's been around the block or two. I think she was even, I'm not going to reveal anything about her, but she would have kept me safe. No one was going to mess with me, with her hanging out with me. But in the end, she was too much for me. I'm too innocent. She even referred to me before as a country bumpkin. I learned from her. I learned from everybody. I learned from Hope. Hope wasn't all bad. Her son is a lost cause. We tried with him. Me and his mom both. We tried to encourage him to do this, that, whatever. He just didn't want to do anything, so. And you start feeling sorry for him and just don't fucking care, you know. But Hope had a lot of good qualities, and she did help me, and I learned things from her. She was very wise. I learned a lot from her. I learned how to thoroughly clean, too. Because when we cleaned, we really did what I was doing at my mom's and what I'm doing here now, scrubbing down the cabinets. The great thing about dirt is you feel like you've accomplished something. There's always dirt, and there's always something to clean in a house. And you clean, and you feel like you've accomplished something. That whatever you've cleaned is now in a much better condition than it was before you cleaned it.